should have known that this was theirs. It's the doors. All right, let's see where we're at here. All right, I don't have. I forgot I didn't have that set up. That's interesting. Wait, what? I thought that had a box around it. How did I just go straight through that? What the fuck is going on there? Is this one mine or no? This is definitely one of theirs, right? Yeah, no, it definitely is. Like this is 100%. This one I made. That one I made. But for real? For real, real? Like, come on. That's bad. Like, really bad. Why is this happening? Is this not what I brought in? Okay, so if I go to this one and then we're gonna bring this down and we look at the mesh collider. I'm guessing that from certain angles this doesn't work. Wow, the kickbots are more aggressive than the frickin' than the regular, like the Twitch bots. I guess that's because they're getting actually banned now on Twitch. Okay, so why does this just allow me to go right through it? That's a really good question. Is that something that's supposed to be unique to that building for some reason? Like, I gotta figure that one out. It's a lot of materials. I don't like how material heavy these things are. But like at the end of the day, I don't care that much. Why is this why can I not seem to drag things into this map for some reason? Oh, now I can. Oh, no wonder it's not working. Is it inside out? I don't think it is. It might be. I don't even know how to check. Oh, I don't want the prefab. Let's take a look at this one. No. This one. No. This one. That one's it's still weird that this is like I guess it kind of makes sense to make it inverted, but maybe. What about this one? Do I go straight through this one? Yes, yes I do. Okay. Okay. What if Okay, so just hear me out. What if we do this and we remove LOD 0 because we don't care about it. We're going to take this one, we're going to move it down. There we go. This one here is irrelevant. This one here, let's hit play. Let's check this one out. Look at that. We still go right through it for some reason. I don't understand Unity's got a lot of bullshit is what it comes down to. Such a weird system. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I much prefer the Unreal side, but Unity is just gonna fit this game better. If shit ever works. Okay, let's see if we can drive through this one. Let's see if it was something maybe I toggled something or who the fuck knows? Unity. Unity where you can apparently clip through everything for some reason. Do these work? Nope. They're not broken. So why is this happening? I have sample scenes. Oh, is this the one where I've just got them like walking around? What's this? It's been so long since I've worked on this specific version of the game. Yeah, I don't like, is it just that one building? I think it's all the buildings. Like none of the buildings have proper collision. But when I go into the real map, they all have proper collision. It's so weird. Because, let's see, I've got this, which actually does have a Japan map on it saved. Yeah, I think if I remember, there's a way to display the FPS in Unity, I think. Do, 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 do. Wait, I hit play? I don't even remember hitting play. Oh, man. Yeah. So the side effects lab stuff down here is for the character animations. Because we don't actually animate characters with bones. Because that would be silly. I think this entirely is like an actual the map the way that it's supposed to be, I think. Yeah. Environment, main camera. No, this is not the one that I thought it was. Is it this one? Oh, this is something else. I don't actually know if this is right. Scenes vehicle test scene. No, this one's supposed to have this here one is supposed to have a vehicle version of it. And I've got the waypoints and everything like that. Okay, so this should have a playable version of this map. Someday over the rainbow. Everything is broken. Oh, interesting. What does this mean exactly? Like, is this supposed to be bad? It says warning, right? So I imagine it's bad, but like, why is it bad? Hmm. This entire area, this entire map being broken. I don't know if this is the right game then. What was the right game? Hmm. I don't think it was this one. But it might be. I have to figure out how I'm going to redo the vertex animation stuff because the vertex animation stuff is not going to work for without Houdini. Don't save. All right. Blender 4.5. break up. You're breaking up your week with game dev streams. DSA will make you want to quit streaming. It's DSA isn't what makes me not want to stream. It's the depression that DSA brings. And I don't even know if I'd necessarily classify it as DSA. So much as just like it's the lack of doing anything meaningful. Because DSA is not like DSA study is not really meaningful. Why? Oh, yeah, no, of course. Of course I forgot to do something. Yeah. DSA is like it's you're not actually building things. You're like playing with things and in such a way that it just it is deeply depressing to me. So depressing. Because like at the end of the day, I don't look at the leak code shit and I'm like, oh, I built something. It's like, oh, I fucking fucked around all day. Yeah, I need to actually like I actually need to be building something or else I just get so I actually just get depressed when I'm not building things. Fuck, I don't remember the controls here. Okay, middle. Okay, what's this one do? What's this one do? Select. There. And then I think it's shift. Yeah, okay. There we go. There we go. It's beautiful. In the same way, yeah. It's got to be you got to build something or else life is just shit. Components, geometry nodes. Don't say. Now, I've never done any geometry nodes, so we're going to play with geometry nodes today. And what better way to play with geometry nodes than build a road generator? Or something. We're gonna find out. What are some of the best geometry nodes Blender tutorials? Tree node road. Roads with geometry nodes. Road junction geometry nodes. Here we go.
Okay, so this is what we. Hi.
So we're gonna try and do this, right? And then we're going to figure out the rest of this as we go. This actually has some like DSA stuff. Like DSA stuff actually makes this better. So
Okay, so this is what we're aiming for today, to do road junctions or intersections. Okay, so let's start. So we start out by selecting the cube and we can delete it. Let's add a plane.
we deleted the cube.
Let's press Shift A, mesh plane, press tab to.
So why are we doing a plane? Okay, so shift shape. Wait, what was it? It was
in the cube and we can delete it. Let's add a plane. Let's press Shift A, mesh plane, press.
Oh, Shift A. Mesh plane. Oh, okay.
Tab to go to edit mode, and we can just
Wait, tab to. I'm gonna go like this so we can all follow along with my my absolute slowness here. On the side. Then tab to go into edit mode. Yay!
delete the corner X. And now we can look upon it from the top, and we can just create.
Oh, interesting. Delete vertices. Interesting. It's kind of neat.
Create something that we want to be our road. So we can just extrude this.
How do I extrude? You didn't
like
cover
that, and maybe
extrude.
we want a road over.
Blender extrude shortcut key. Oh, E. I wish I could snap to point. Okay, there we go.
Over here. Great. So let's create a road from this. So let's go to geometry nodes. We can press new. And we can start out by adding a curve to mesh. So let's press Shift A and search for curve to mesh.
Curved mesh. That's an interesting way to Shift A. Curved mesh. Is that it? Curve edge to path.
We can put it here. Right now, nothing happens, and we get
curve to mesh. Shift A, curve to mesh. This one, not this one. Here's our curve.
a little warning, and this is because this is already a mesh, so we need to convert it to be a curve. So let's search for mesh to curve. We can put it here. Great, and the warning disappears. So we need something to be a profile curve. So let's search for a quadrilateral. I cannot.
What is this? Quad something? Quadliteral? Okay, interesting.
Pronounce that, but that's okay. So drag this curve into the profile curve, and we get the profile of.
Hey, look. That actually is not bad. That's actually better than I was expecting. This would be a sweep in Houdini, right? That works quite well, actually. Surprisingly well, actually. It's a bit like, can I see it like link to view? Yeah, here we go. Okay, yeah, so it is that. Okay. If we go like this, we see the. Okay. And then do. It's not too bad, eh? Look at that. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Then we can do this. Watch this. Watch this. Oops. But you don't really want it to be 0. There's a reason for that.
Of the curve. So let's drag this down, maybe to something like that, and I want it to be really low. Okay, so it's starting to look like something, but we need to. I want more smooth curves, so let's add a Shift A and search for a fillet curve, and let's put.
What's a fillet curve? Shift A. This is going to take a curve, and then we're going to do this. And then we can take this and we can we can round out the curve a little bit. Limit radius. And then if we take this and bring this into here, we can see the curve. All the Blender, yeah, we're well. So Mechamorph, I found out that my Houdini expired on the 5th, and I don't want to pay for it right now. So this might be my last year of Houdini, at least for the foreseeable future. And because of that, we're testing out the free alternative that is Blender. So far, the geometry nodes are not terrible. I don't think that this is the right thing that I want here, because this doesn't seem to be like, this just essentially like we're not actually fixing the problem, right? Like look, yeah, it's doing weird. It's like a weird thing here, right? So we go from that to like have the possibility of like it being straight, with really what I want is to round it, right? Yeah, this for environment stuff. There's also, I found this out yesterday while I was looking into this because it felt important. G Blender geometry nodes to Unity. Mesh sync. It's yeah, this is just like, there you go. Right? And it allows you to like move things around and change things in here, and it populates straight into the map. Bidirectional sync as well, and then there's like preferences and a bunch of other things. But it is what it is. It also works with Maya and 3D Max apparently. It's kind of cool. Part of me still wants to that one hair that's is it this one that keeps flopping all over the place? Yeah. All right, so we're gonna let that guy go with that
Put
curve.
here where the mesh have become a curve. And let's change this to poly. And if we zoom in a little bit, we can change this count to...
Okay, so then if we come here, we change this to here. Oh, there we go. That gives us the look that I was hoping for. It's more of a rounded look.
Maybe 10, I think. Used to look good. And we can now change our radius to something we like. This looks good. Great. But right now, something up here is wrong. And if we add a matte cap to this with a pattern, we can see that something
How do we do that?
Add a matte cap to...
Oh, we click here. Look at that. That's actually kind of cool that you can do that. That's not too bad.
Do this with a pattern, we can see that something is really wrong. So we need to fix this. And the easiest way I know how to do this, and it's a bit quick and dirty, is to press Shift A and add a mesh boolean and put it here and change this to union, and we can take the mesh into the mesh. Still doesn't look correct, and we can select all this and we want to duplicate it and we want to keep all the connections, so let's press Ctrl Shift D and drag it down.
Okay, so that's not actually how you should do that. If you really want to duplicate it, you should do it right here. Or alternatively, you've got to duplicate that there. That way you don't have to duplicate these, and that way if you change any of these, you don't have any problems. But I wonder if you can just do a Oh, interesting. Oh, cool. Cool. And that was with right click, right? Yeah, I like that. This is cool. This is cool. There. That way we're not duplicating all of this and doing those calculations. We're just mapping this. I wish there was a way to just make a copy. If this allowed, whatever.
And then we can drag the mesh up to the mesh. Great, but it still doesn't look okay, so we just need to press fill caps on one of these. And now it looks correct. Great. But now it's two of everything, so we need to change the width or the radius in two places. We don't want that, so we need a solution for that, and we can just drag this width into here, and we can take this width also into here to the same place.
Or you just copy one of them
slot under the width, and we can take this radius in here as well. And if we look over here, we can now see that I can change the width of the road and I can change the radius.
I still don't think that I like this idea, but that doesn't change that it's not horrible. But it doesn't this isn't a road, right?
So last thing I want to add is a material. And it still have the material. Let's call.
Yeah, no, this isn't generating actual intersections. That's not what's being done here. Node intersections. Road intersections in Blender with geometry nodes, maybe. Creating intersection points along an see geometry nodes, how to determine if lines intersect. Geometry nodes, how the nearest facing edge is found. And another way to determine if a line intersects is to use normals. First, see if they are coplanar with the convex hull. Do. Oof.
Hi. Okay, so this is what we're aiming for today, to do road junctions or intersections.
Geometry. Analyze your game with picks. Geom nodes road sections. We're gonna start with this one.
Okay, so let's start.
That's not it.
Geometry nodes are getting popular by the
I'm sorry, I can't watch that. Road generator. Like maybe? Make curved roads in Blender, quick and easy road. How to make awesome traffic intersections with traffic in Blender. Using the city generator 2 Blender tutorial. Major update to CRM Blender generators. I actually looked at this, like this exact plugin, but I don't think I want it. Building a real road for do modular modifier. Road lines, make modular modifiers. Maybe? The best street generator for Blender. Next street v3 is here. This actually looks impressive. But also, I don't think it's quite what I'm looking for. How to create large-scale road networks in Blender. Hey, it's the Python symbol. This is like exactly what we're looking for, though. Like exactly what I want. Except for I want to be able to have like varying size, right? Not like all of them one size, but like varying size of like this section of road versus this section of road versus this section of road. Let's go to videos. They don't have a full length video of it. This is Blender? This looks like a really old version of Blender. Oh, it's 2.79.
What's up, guys? Justin here with the CGEssentials.com. So in today's video, we're going to check out an add-on for Blender that allows you to quickly and easily add streets and simulate traffic.
Yeah, it's this. Oh, right. It got discontinued. I forgot about that. Let's see if he's got anything actually tutorial wise. I don't think he does. Blender find intersections of curves. Curve to mesh. There are probably other and better ways to do this, but an easy one would be to curve the to to be the convert to convert the curve to mesh with a small radius, and then use mesh Boolean nodes to set node to node set to intersect to go. That's actually probably not a bad idea. If we're being honest, wait, if that's actually an option, intersect. Okay, then how does this work? Why do I not have as many options here? Is there something that I need to do? Shift A. Mesh Boolean. Huh. It's not the same. They got rid of some stuff. Huh. That's upsetting. This variant produces the desired result with a few nodes. Of course, this is in the eye of the beholder, but for this task, there are relatively few. At the beginning, I create a mesh line so you can easily extrude the resulting edge on the z-axis with the extrude. Then I use the node raycast to simply transfer the hip position to another object. This variant is pretty harebrained, mathematical, and a bit messy, but it works perfectly. I can barely understand what's going on here. Basically, here I just translate the Vex code I once wrote for Houdini into geometry nodes. It looks terrible, and I don't have much overview there myself anymore, but just put it into a node group, and then you don't have to see it. Okay, so these are comments, I think, for int line linear intersection. Vector A1, vector A2, vector B1, vector B2, export vector I. So only in 2 dimensions. Variant 3 only meant as a quick update. See comments. More detailed descriptions follow. What? Oh, I would describe variant 1 as using quite a lot of nodes rather than a few variant 2. I'd probably go with loads. I suspect it feels less when you have been using geometry nodes more / longer, as you clearly have. But when you said a few nodes, I was expecting something quite different. Lovely solution, mind you. The pure logic uses only 4 nodes: extrude, mesh, raycast, integer, and transfer attributes. The rest is really just mesh. Ah. Okay, let's see here. Inform's solution looks like an established mathematical solution, so there probably isn't room for optimization unless you can get away with resigning from some resigning from some checks, or Blender gives you a shortcut with some nodes that have complex inner workings. For example, I use just two nodes, map range plus compare with 0 epsilon 1 instead of max and min, greater than, less than, and boolean. Wait, what? Position. This is exactly what I want right there. Holy shit. This works only for 2D lines, but since interesting. Curve intersection? Wait, that's a if that's a thing, that's kind of cool. Curve. Road. Nope. I have a patch in Blender to generate curve intersections. Oh shit, this is actually like, this is actual code on Blender, like actually Blender itself from 2 years ago. Yeah, yeah. I'm looking at it. My why was this never merged? My I need a break from certain things, so I figured I'd do some game dev. And since I no longer have access to Houdini, I'm gonna give it a shot over here on the Blender side of things. Yeah, I doing leak code depresses me. Like doing leak code every day actually makes me very depressed, because like I need to be building stuff or else I get like, so I need to be building stuff in a constant, I need to be in a constant state of working on stuff, like meaningful stuff, or else I start getting depressed very quickly. It's it in some aspects it's a bit of a blessing, and in other aspects it's kind of a curse, because if I'm not working on something, I get depressed way too easy. And I spent like yesterday just like actually depressed because all I was doing was working on leak code. So I need to take a break. I need to do something else. Yeah, I think my dad's also the same way. This pull request. Why is this not merged? This is a great system. Like, this is actually really good. I want to see the code. Let's see the code for this. Files changed. Only 5 files changed, eh? Oh, that's how you do custom nodes. Interesting. Layout. Geometry node. Curve intersection. Curve to grease pencil. Curve to... No, it's just curve to intersection. Yeah. Oh, curve intersection. Okay, let's take a look. Curve. Yeah, no, this is not at all being actually brought in. Let's take a look. Let's actually take a look at this this file here. I want to load the diff. No, I just want to view it. View file. The diff is the entire file anyways. At least it should be. Point cloud to type. All right, so let's see how he did this. Epsilon value for the curve intersection and BVH trees. Look at the C++. You can just tell it's C++ because of these name spacings. you know, at the end of the day, when it comes down to C++, it is so hard to write nice C++ because of name spacing. I should actually no. Sorry, I think I worded that horribly. Sorry, it's not nice C++. It's so hard to write very readable C++ because of name spacing. It's something that I guarantee you'll get used to if the more you program in it. But the fact that the name spacing causes like things like this to happen, like things to be like feel overwhelming just because of the name spacing is kind of a problem in my opinion. It's a wart. I'd say it's a wart on the language, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't really hurt the language so much as it makes it awkward to program in. I want... Is that the one that, what's his name's making? Oh, I think I've got a ban on Twitch kick here. Oh, never mind. I was wrong. I don't want to be affiliated on Kick. Oh, it is. It is a scam. Yeah, it is J Blows. Okay, I thought so. Ever roll. How long have you had an account? It doesn't say. Yeah, no, I'm I am not interested in being affiliated with Kick, even if even if they offer affiliation, I refuse to give that company personal information. Because they don't care about security, so I don't trust them with anything. We're gonna set a timeout there because we don't care about your Discord scam. And I don't care about Kick as a platform because it's not actually a worthwhile platform to be on. I don't know if that that so like the C++ isn't the problem, right? Like C I don't know, C I'm gonna be entirely honest. JBlow's language is not ever going to see wide scale adoption. Like it's never it's never going to be a great programming language to program in. I I I will fully admit though that just like Odin, I think Odin's got more traction though. Odin language. The problem with Jay Blow's language, right? And like he's building it for developers, right? But the problem is he's building it for indie developers. He's not building it for AAA. And the reason I say that he's not building it for AAA is because AAA is never going to adopt it, right? Because they're already using C# or C or C++, right? So it's going to be an indie language, and indie game devs for the vast majority of indie game devs are going to stick with Unity or Unreal or Godot, and the occasional one might work with his language, and his language is too game dev focused to be useful outside of it. That doesn't mean that it's not possible, right? Like it's still possible. I don't see much of a future for it, right? Like I think it's too niche of a market. Embergen, LiquidGen. This is that yeah, this is that like that team that did the fire simulations and everything like that. It's all really cool stuff. Master the elements. I've heard of Odin. Um, as in like maybe I'm misremembering. Didn't Primogen do some Odin? Like, does Odin have a Odin language web server? Somebody did make a web server in it. Interesting. There was a couple teams. It's a C replacement, from what I can tell. What? No, I need to shave again. But yeah, like the Odin programming language, was this developed specifically? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the reason why Odin gets used is because there's a product that people use that has it, right? I don't think it's like I don't actually see Odin replacing C. Go did a pretty decent job at replacing C, but that's because it was built from the ground up specifically as a replacement for C, right? And there are large scale projects actually built in it. God. Yeah. New languages are so difficult to get the adoption like get into adoption that it's just like, yeah. Isn't Go garbage collected? It is, but it can be compiled to not be garbage collected. So by default, Go is garbage collected, but it's not always garbage collected because you can disable it. You can do manual garbage collection in C. Sorry, in Go. Yeah. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I look at Jonathan Blow's language, and it's an interesting language, and I think that it will do a really good job at tackling the problems that it is designed to tackle. But I think it will never be adapted outside of that, because it's just like it's not meant for that, right? Like it was an afterthought. Like making a general purpose language, it was an afterthought for Jonathan, for that language, right? It was a game dev language, and then people were like, but what if I want to write a web server in it? And it's just like, well, I guess we could like expand it so it sees more adoption. So like you kind of look at it, and it's just like, so like Elixir came out of the Ruby community, right? And so what is Elixir kind of like well known for? It's a web language, right? Like it's a web server language. And it's kind of very married to Phoenix in a lot of ways. But that doesn't mean that like you can't do other things with it. It's just like it doesn't really see usage outside of web. JavaScript is predominantly web. Why? Because like it's a front end language. It's the only front end language, right, for the web. Um, you look at like Python is quite diverse because it got adapted into because it reads like English. So because because it's so easy to adapt, like learn, right? It was much easier it was like the easy language to get like computer science people into and stuff like that, and statisticians and people who are not computer science majors, right? You get machine learning people and mathematicians and statisticians and stuff like that using it, and you have the programmers write the C layers or C++ layers depending on like what library you're using, and then you get the performance of like C and C++ and stuff like that, well, the legibility and easy use of Python, right? So like you just kind of marry those two together, and you get a match made in kind of heaven there. Um, and that's why Python is as diversely used as it is. Um, Ruby's kind of stuck in like if you're on Mac, you'll be using Ruby for package management, and then outside of that, it's kind of Ruby on Rails. I don't really see it used for much else. And that's only because like Ruby on Rails did such a good job at like taking over the Ruby community. C++ is just used for everything, and C is also used for everything. I don't really care if a niche lang isn't too adopted as long as it can interface with C++ and without much pain. I can get behind that. Zig, Odin, and Gia, C3, and Carbon is all the same at this point. Yeah, like a lot of those. Although, like, isn't Zig actually starting to see adoption? Like, like I think Zig is actually getting adopted places, right? It's the same level as Odin at the moment. Okay. Well, so my when I talk about like the adoption and the adoption being important is because not everybody wants to come into a language and build everything from the ground up. They want access to libraries, right? Like if I'm going to build a website, if I'm going to build a web server, like build build a web server in a language, right? I don't necessarily want to build HTTP from the ground up, right? And I don't want to have to build the networking layer from the ground up. I want to have access to libraries for that. And the less barriers you put between me and being able to actually do meaningful work, the more adoption it's going to have, the easier it's going to be for me to go to like a company, like say I'm learning the language and I want to go work at insert company here, right? It's much easier for me to go to the superiors and be like, hey, like this has really good support for what we're doing. And we can integrate it in very easily with all of our systems. So let's write this in this kind of thing, right? So we can get it adopted into the where it's meaningful to me, if it's meaningful to everybody, if it's meaningful to other people, right? If the entire purpose of the language is just be something that people program in their free time and don't really care that much about, then it doesn't matter who adopts it or how proliferate, how easy it is to write applications I don't care about in, right? But if I want to do it professionally, it matters. The adoption rate actually does matter, but only if I want to do something professionally, right? If I don't care about professional use of the language, then it doesn't matter. Odin interfaces with C libs with ease. Like, yeah, but like my comment's not specifically about Odin, right? The comments like how easy is it for me as a brand new Odin developer to stand up and do something meaningful in a in an area that Odin wasn't specifically targeting when it was built, right? So like if Odin was built specifically uh for a specific task of say rendering helping render the complexities of fire simulations faster, right? And which it might be that, but I don't remember. Then how so if I'm doing that, I expect that to be super easy to do in Odin. Like the ergonomics of Odin should make that easier to do. But if I want to write a web server in that, if I want to stand up a web server in Odin, how difficult is it to do that? And how available are my packages, right? The libraries, right? And that's kind of like where the disconnect will come in, right? Like, but yeah, it is the same with all languages, right? Like I don't necessarily want to have to go deep into insert language X or Y to write a C wrapper in order to get functionality that another language has out of the box or has a very good framework or library already for, kind of thing, right? But I don't know. Jonathan Blow's language does sound very interesting for game dev, because like it's like a game. It's a language and a game dev framework in one, right? It seems like they made Odin for a general language just to replace C stuff. Say, get me pictures of my Spider-Man. God. Mechamorph, you're gonna make me shave tomorrow. Yeah, so it has game dev packages. I thought that he was baking in a lot of like really nice game dev stuff. He baked in math stuff for games. Oh, okay, that's what it was. Chrono is much more up to date on what's going on with that specific language than I am. I would love to see his language actually replace be like it would be really cool to see his language actually replace systems. Like be an actual replacement in the game industry for C and C++ at some uh, at some meaningful level. That would be really cool. And yeah, that would be really cool. I wonder if it will happen though. I don't know if that's necessarily true because he's big enough that he's going to have people programming in it at that are decision makers, right? So as long as the language is actually good, which I imagine he's a very talented developer, so I imagine that he actually has put a lot of thought into the ergonomics of the language and how you program in and how it makes your life better for game dev related tasks, right? So I imagine he's done that. So it is possible that parts of game dev will be some C and C++ parts of it will be replaced with his language. Oh, does it have like really good meta programming? Oh, other than that, it's just like Odin. Yeah. Yeah, meta programming is kind of important in game dev. At least it seems really important in game dev. I haven't done enough game dev to tell whether or not it actually is important, but it seems very important. I was gonna do this, and I don't have the will to do this anymore. They seem the same to me so far from what I have seen. Hmm. Fuck, I don't know what I want to do anymore. I am kind of upset that this never made it in. Like this is really cool. This should be made this should be part of like I support this Jolly here getting this merged in. That'd be super dope. Super dope. It it does this. It's an intersection detector. Yeah, it's like literally just one node and it detects intersections. It's like super cool. I gotta go get drink. I'll be right back. No, I was making tea. I was making tea and getting water. And a reason for this not being merged was never given. That kind of that kind of irritates me just a little bit. So how does this work? What's the math to detect intersections in a 3D space? To find intersections in 3D, represent objects. Equation like there are at least two ways to approach such a problem through vectors, as such through coordinates. Same problem. Some problems are easier one way, and this one is definitely easier via coordinates. Several such solutions have been given, but the more ways you can solve a problem, the better you probably understand the underlying mathematics. So I'll share a vector method. We can arrive at the solution without the use of coordinates, except as a matter of calculation of the final answer. We also assume that a line is given by a point and a non-zero direction vector in either direction. In the example given, the lines are defined by 2 points, but the direction vector may be obtained by taking the difference in the coordinates of the two given points. You can arrive at the solution without the use of coordinates. Their math is interesting. Bro must have fallen. Oh.
In this tutorial, we see how to find the point of intersection, if there is one, of two lines in 3D space. Now we can see here that we have two line equations, each of which is written in its vector form. And to study whether or not these two lines intersect, and eventually find the point of intersection, the first thing we're going to do is to rewrite each of these two line equations in parametric form. So for the first line we have here, that will lead to three equations: x equals to -2 plus 1 alpha, y equals to -1 plus 1 alpha, and z equals to 0 plus alpha. So let me just write line 1. That's x equals to -2 plus alpha, y equals to -1 plus alpha, and z equals to 0, which I won't write, plus alpha. So I'll just write equals to alpha. That's the first line. The second line, so I'll just write line 2, would be x equals to 8 minus 2 beta, y equals to -6 plus 3 beta, and z equals to -11 plus 5 beta. Again, I'll quickly write that. That's x. Eventually find the point of intersection. The first thing we're going to do is to rewrite each of these two line equations in parametric form. So for the first line we have here, that will lead to three equations: x equals to -2 plus 1 alpha, y equals to -1 plus 1 alpha, and z equals to 0 plus alpha. So let me just write line 1. That's x equals to -2 plus alpha, y equals to -1 plus alpha, and z equals to 0, which I won't write, plus alpha. So I'll just write equals to alpha. That's the first line. The second line, so I'll just write line 2, would be x equals to 8 minus 2 beta, y equals to -6 plus 3 beta, and z equals to -11 plus 5 beta. Again, I'll quickly write that. That's x equals to 8 minus 2 beta, y equals to -6 plus 3 beta, and z equals to -11 plus 5 beta. Done. Now that that's done, we move on to step 2. And in step 2, we use the two parametric line equations to form 3 equations. For the first equation, we equate the expressions for the x-coordinate of each of these lines. So that would be -2 plus alpha equals to 8 minus 2 beta. We'll then do the same for the y-coordinates. That's -1 plus alpha will equal to -6 plus 3 beta. And finally, we'll do the same for the z. So that will be alpha equals to -11 plus 5 beta. So if I quickly write that, that's our 3 equations are -2 plus alpha equals to 8 minus 2 beta, -1 plus alpha equals to -6 plus 3 beta, and finally alpha equals to -11 plus 5 beta. And we can see here that we have 3 equations with 2 unknowns. Next, I rewrite these equations, bringing the alpha and beta on the left-hand side, and the constant term on the right-hand side of each of these equations. And by all means check, but doing so leads us to alpha plus 2 beta equals to 10, alpha minus 3 beta equals to -5, and finally alpha minus 5 beta equals to -11. Done. The next thing we do, so I'll just write 3 here, is use 2 of these 3 equations and solve for alpha and beta. So I'll go ahead and use the first 2 equations that we have here. In other words, I solve the simultaneous equations alpha plus 2 beta equals to 10, and alpha minus 3 beta equals to -5. When doing this, I like to name the equations, so I'll call the top one equation 1, and the bottom one we'll call equation 2.
I might.
And looking at these 2 equations, we quickly see
switch
that
over
if we
to-
subtract equation 2 from equation 1, we'll eliminate the alpha. We'll then be able to solve for beta. So let's
I might switch over and start doing web dev again instead of game dev.
do that. So I'm
Okay.
doing equation 1 minus equation 2. So we'll have alpha minus alpha, so the alphas are gone, 2 beta minus -3 beta, which leads to 5 beta, and that equals to 10 minus -5, which leads to 15. And we quickly see here that beta equals to 15 divided by 5, which is 3.
I don't understand this person's math. Their math does not make sense to me. Okay, so what is alpha and what is beta? Like what are the values of alpha and beta? The direction numbers A, B, and C for a line space may be obtained from 2 points on the line by subtracting corresponding coordinates. Note that ABC may be rescaled by multiplying through by any non-zero constant. The first line has direction numbers 5, 5, 2, while the second line has direction numbers 5, 5, minus 2. Once one has direction numbers ABC, one can use either given point of the line to obtain the symmetric form of its equation as x minus x 0, y minus y 0, z minus divided by a divided by b divided by c. Note that if one or two of a, b, c are 0, the equation for that variable is obtained by setting the top to 0. That doesn't happen in your case. Using the given points 4, 5, 4, the first line gives its semantic equation as x minus 5, y minus 5, z minus 4. But what's x, y, z? What's x, y, z? Allergies, always so much fun. Yeah, but what's the value of x? What's the value of y? What's the value of z? And using the given point 5, 5, 5 for the second line gives its semantic form x minus 5, y minus 5, z minus 5, 5, 5 minus, divided by 5, 5 minus 2. Wait, where did 5, 5 minus 2 come from? Oh, wait, what is this set of numbers then? So this set of numbers is xy coordinates. Then what's this? This is the start, this is the end. Start, end. Oh, okay. Because it's two vectors. Okay. But I still don't understand where the x, y, and z come in. Right? Because if these wait, note that if one or two of A, B, C are here we go. Is perpendicular to both lines, therefore negative 20, 20, 0 is constant along each line. If this constant is not the same for each line, the line does not intersect. Intersect. In this case, the constant for each line is 0, so the lines intersect. Wait, so it's 5 times 5, 5 times 5, right? Which is 20, right? So like 5 times 5, right, is 25. So where how do we get 20 20 here? If we do this, how do we end up with minus 20, 20 and 0? Did this person even select? No, they didn't. Okay. God damn it. The second example, 12, 15, 4, minus 6, 8, 4. This one makes more sense. Okay, so yeah, this makes sense, I think. Okay, so if we do 15 minus 8, we get the 7. Yeah. So how do we end up with 4? Oh, wait. I see it now. I see it. I sees it. I sees it. Both lines, therefore, U is constant along each line. If this constant is not the same for each line, the lines do not intersect. In this case, the constant for each line is negative 24. So the lines intersect. I don't understand how we only have one number, right? The two lines can be represented as U is constant along each line if this constant is not the same. Constant for each line is I think that we're looking at this, and we're saying, hey, these could intersect.
Okay guys, today we are gonna make it roads. Why we are gonna make it roads? Because in select those faces here.
Oh my god.
Hi and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, click that subscribe button and the notification bell, where you'll get more great videos like this. Today we're going to be making a simple road system. Let's just turn this on so you can see what is going on. So let's start with a plane. and we are going to have, the road is going to be, our road, this road here, is going to be 5.5 meters wide. And along the X, I'm just going to put it up to around 10 meters. Okay, we're going to the edit mode, and then this edge, hit number 2 for the edges, and this edge, and then we're going to extrude on the Z by about 0.2. And then this one we're going to extrude on the Y at 0.2, and then this one we're going to extrude on the Y as at minus 0.2. So that has given us the road width and then a curve. And that is the simple part. So let's just go into duplicate, so Shift D for duplicate on the Y, because it's going to move it to the next door. What you can do actually is if you wanted to
Blender curve.
Okay, hi guys and welcome to CG Buildup, and today I will be demonstrating to you guys something that I posted about some time ago in a certain shots, whereby I was doing this sort of pathway intersection creation, I guess. I mean, see, we have something here. If I just mute the geometry nodes modifier here, you can see we have two curves here combined together, and if I unmute this, you can see it's like makes this kind of path of thickness, you can call. Then at the intersection it forms something like this, something more cleaner. Okay, it doesn't display such edges, and this is something I'm going to be showing you how it is. See, if I just have this, if you select this draw tool, and I can just draw a line there, or a path, and you can see what it does on the intersection. Something very beautiful. You can even imagine like a very clean road here. Then there's a very beautiful intersection. You know, you don't have those kind of lines crossing each other, showing that this intersection, this intersection point here. There's no intersection.
Yeah, let's try
I can
this.
just go, do this and that. Beautiful. Something miraculous, you can say. Okay, can do that, or maybe I can go even something much better. Instead of just drawing over and over. Since I can actually, I can just select everything, and maybe I can just add in a circle, create something cool looking a bit. Like I can scale this up, can duplicate this, move it somewhere there, or maybe Ctrl Z, and maybe just select that part, and just scale it. Not really. And there wasn't page start process. Okay, you can draw any curves in any manner. Just make sure they're intersecting, but not in stretch. Okay, so set curve, so be in zero location. So what I prefer to do is to convert this into a mesh. Okay, then convert it back again into a curve, so mesh to curve, like that. Then afterwards, I'm just going to simply set the position of every point. Okay, so set position. Also, I'm going to multiply this position, the position of every point by 1. Like that, essentially, everything is flat, multiplying it 1 in the x and the y. But for the z, I left it to be 0. Afterwards, simply, I'm going to resample this curve. Okay, it is within my preferences to resample this curve. That's what I prefer, but you don't have to take this tape if you don't like it. But I like it, and I will connect this to the group input, and it might be a good idea to rename this into lengthwise resolution. Okay, lengthwise resolution, something like that. So afterwards, we need this to give it some thickness, and the way we're going to do that is by simply first is capturing this attribute, which is a vector, and that vector will be the normals of the points in this line that we currently have.
I don't think this
take
is
it
quite
here.
what I'm looking for. All right, let's go back to geometry nodes and let's just play around here. So first things first, we want this, and then we want to go into, is it Z? Yeah. No, modeling, maybe? I want the pen. There. Okay, so then we go to geometry nodes and we do add input. Read curve. The fuck?
It does in the intersection, and that by count and like that this moment. So
Ow.
I'll just
group import, maybe? Oh, wait. Here, and then we have to do new or whatever? There we go. Okay, and then um, and then he's gonna mesh to curve. And then we're gonna do what was that sweep thing again? Mesh.
Hello everyone, my name is Daniel and I'm a programmer and an artist. This is going to be part 4 of my series on making modular modifiers. In the last part we made a couple of helper tools.
Mesh to curve. Oh, this guy's got a lot of stuff that's good. Oh, this guy might be good. I already miss Houdini though.
Hello everyone, my name is Daniel and I'm a programmer and an artist, and yesterday I released these geometry node assets and I talked a little bit about the solidify curve node group and how you can use the curve, basically how to do curve to mesh but also generate UV coordinates at the same time. And then I kind of briefly discussed a few of them, but I thought today I'd go into more detail about the edge to beams node and how that works, and maybe recreate it so you can see how it was made. Usually when you're imagining something you could make with nodes, you have an output in mind. You're like, I want to make a node tree that produces a beam as an output. And then the question is, right now I don't have anything. There's an empty node tree. How am I going to put nodes together so that I get that output? So we start with the output. We have this big question mark.
Do I still want to do this? No. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna. This isn't what I want to do today. Sorry, I know I'm being all over the fucking place today. There we go. Do-do-do. Run. What was it? It was npm something. Is it in here? No. It's in this one. Run dev, that's what it is. Oh. Fuck. Making a mess. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Was it this one or this one? What's this one got? Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't that one. It's this one. There we go. Okay, so we go to admin. But first things first, we need to actually go to the local host. Wait, what's going on here? Something crashed. Oh, there's an error in the input. All right, give me a second here. I gotta troubleshoot this issue real quick. I do not know what's going on here. Oh, that's what it was. Fuck me. There we go. I forgot to put sudo because I'm running the local server on port 80. And you need admin for that. Okay, so I now have admin. What was it? It was admin OAuths? No? Okay. uh chat rooms. OAuth accounts. That should work. Why is that not working? OAuth accounts. Did I type that wrong or something? Or wait. This is not a great system, but it's a system that just it does work. So this should be mapping. This is going to the wrong one. That's why. Navbar. No, that's the CSS. Pages. Components. Side navbar. Admin. Need to do some stuffs. All right, you have a good one too. This is the YouTube logo, and YouTube likes to quickly ban people. They are super strict on caching. Like, look, watch this. You go like this, and we'll go to images. All? Wait, what? Oh, there we go. We go to the images. We get this one, and we get headers. Too many requests, and it's like 3. Now, if I go to here, they'll let me do it. So this does work. I just have to figure out why it keeps getting like caching's not working. And I didn't disable cache, so it should cache once. But they're just like, no, you're not allowed. It's like, oh, okay, thanks, Google. You want me to pull these down for every single person, I guess. Ugh. So I'm gonna have to fetch all the YouTube ones because YouTube's overly aggressive on that. I kind of get it, but it is also kind of annoying. Okay, so this here is working, I think. Is a test. Bad request. That's not correct. Admin chat rooms. Okay, so I think the form is still sending, right? That did send. It's still a bad request, but it's sent. And that's okay. Bad request is okay because that's easy to fix. The important thing is that it's working. Okay, so right, I need to break this out. One sec. There we go. Um, we're here, and the issue is that we're not matching on any of this. So is okay, so this is ID. Apparently, we're going to do this. Params. We're going to take this here. I'm going to drop that there, and we're going to do this. We're going to do just this here, params. We're going to do IO inspect params. And then we're going to label it. Label params. Then we do this, and then we don't have to worry about this at all. And now it becomes a 200. Then when I hit save, we should hit that new one. Did we still got a 500? Oh, sorry, 400. Which means that there's something wrong with specifically maybe this one as well. This I know is correct. This here is the problem then? Wait a second. I found the problem. Why is none of this working? Well, you know, you missed a thing. Recompile. Okay, now we hit save. Hey, we got a proper error now. Update 2 is undefined or private. Ooh. It said update 2. Oh, wait. This. And then this is the params, which are... So this actually goes here. Oops. That's my bad. This is correct. Okay, this should be right then. Right? Oops. Not that. There, and then we're going to go back to here, and we're going to enter, and save. And then it's not name, which I think I've got in here. No, it is ID. And then this is the plug, the connection. We've got assigns current user. It returns a user, yeah. And then body params. And body params as aspect body param. Oh, it's not body params, that's why. Here's the params. Path params. What did I call it again? This is a test? Okay. Here's user ID. is it assigned? Is it in the assigns? Right? So it's not this. This here is wrong. Right? Equals here, this equals assigns. Then if we do IO inspect assigns, then we just do this and this. Now, when we recompile this, we'll see the data itself. If we actually want to do a label assigns, and then I'm going to hit save, and we're going to see the data come in. Yeah, so it's not in the assigns. So it's in the con somewhere else. And this is a test is what we're looking for. Oh, it's not fetched. Interesting. Elixir fetch body params. Sorry, Phoenix get body params. It says unfetched. Con read body. That's the fuck. I never want to press that button. Why is it there? You can use body params from. So wait, I did this once and fetch body. Sorry, what was it? Fetch query params. I thought I had a had a thing for this. Like a plug. I thought I did a plug for this. Through the API, yeah, the API accepts JSON. We'll just come here. My Phoenix controller is not getting the JSON body I'm sending. Where was it? Body params. Here we go. This is the body, the contents of the current body params. It's still unfetched. The plug pipeline is missing or misconfigured. Normally, endpoint should have something like this. Is it because I'm not sending it correctly then? Where's the React one? Is it a hook? Huh, I was not doing... Yeah, I wasn't doing a... doing a whole thing about this. Ow. Oh, no, I did have the headers. Okay. So if we come back to over here, and we come to here, we do headers. Content type is application JSON. There, and then we come back to here. We go into here, we do edit. And then we say, this is a test, and then we hit enter. And then we get an internal server error, which is different than a 500. No, we were getting a 500 last time. So now what? Still says that it's unfetched. Beautiful. Let's make sure that I'm typing this correctly. Plug parser. We can get rid of that now. We don't need to have that open here. And this is my current scope in Elixir. This is what I'm using to send. Plug accepts checks. Oh, is it because I've got them backwards then? I need an accepts. I shouldn't need an accepts, right? Like that doesn't seem like it's right. This is a test. Because it's not. It's still not right. Oh no, I got it. Wait, did I get it on the last one too? And just not realize it? Give me a moment here. Here. If I do this, right? Okay, so now we come back to here. We've got our terminal here. We're gonna do this is a test, and we're gonna hit save. This should error, right? We're still expecting an error, but we wanna the params is working. Okay, yeah. So that was the issue. That we didn't have this content type. Okay, so with that then we come back to here. We can actually do this. And then we can do params. Actually, one sec. If I put this back, okay. We do params here, and then we do params. Params. I think params should work. And we're going to test it. I'm just going to refresh this page because we have too much shit. I don't remember putting something there. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So this will be params. Params. There. This is a test. 500 error. Awesome. And now this works. We don't care about this. We can do this, 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 and this. And then now we can do this name. Here we go. And now if I enter on that, I can see the terminal. And we come back with the 200 and let's see the payload. But we don't have the ID, so we need to attach the ID back to it. Wait, what? We're supposed to have the ID. Oh, wait, no. In the response, we do have the ID. Okay. I'm not crazy. Response data. Beautiful. Okay, so this comes back as JSON data. Although, what? 69. In chat room JSX 69. 66. That's not super useful. Amazing. We'll fix that later. For now, I want to get this working. Okay, so we get our JSON data, right? That apparently isn't actually JSON data. Oh no, it is. There it is, right there. Yeah, there's my JSON data. Okay, so now what we need to do is, this does the update, and then we need to set the edit naming ID. Set the edit naming ID to none. I think that's our default, right? Yeah, null. Okay, and then we come back to here. Yep, still testing this. $70. It's not telling me where the issue is in here. Reading property of undefined. At what point are we failing? Cannot read property of undefined. Is it here? Ah, interesting. Chat rooms has an undefined in it. So this is only happening after the... It's happening in here. Uncaught in promise type script. Cannot read property of undefined reading ID. And so the only spot that I'm reading ID is in here. And that means that in here we're getting a undefined as one of the values. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh. This has an extra one that it's doing. If CR that's weird, right? Like really weird. This is still a test. Reading ID 68, 71. There's my chat rooms. Where are we crashing? I wish this wouldn't compile like this and it could actually tell me where we're crashing. Would be nice. Would be nice. Oh, wait. It's kind of telling me where we're crashing. 69. Right here. at 72. How do we get to this without CR having any, like, how can CR not be valid here? Wait, am I looking at the wrong one? Oh, wait. This is not useful? Only a little not useful. 3, 0, 1, 2, 1, 2. There should be 4. But this is this one here. Okay, so now we come into here. Still this. 68. So if CR and now we don't have to do any of this. So how is it losing this though? Like, how is it losing the ID? How is it becoming null? Is the part that gets me. Like, I don't know how this becomes null. $77. This is the save button here. And then down here, this is the OAuths, right? And then if we just do this, right? Do this and we say, we do this. Stringify CR. Oh wait, it's JSON stringify. JavaScript JSON stringify. That's not correct. But that does make sense. this is where the problem lies, right here. I hit save, right? It's because the data's here and I'm there. And then what we need is there's my chat rooms. Yeah, those are valid. Wait, we're not actually utilizing this anywhere important, are we? Yeah, this entire thing here doesn't really matter right now. This should work because each one of these has an ID. And the ID should not be, this is on line 63, I guess. So it's saying that we don't have an ID. But we do. We can see the ID right here. Cannot read property of undefined. That's weird. JavaScript map. Oh, wait, I know. Found my error. What? Oh, return. There we go. So we do this, and we do return CR. Now we can remove this, come back to here. There we go. All right, so these need to be toggles. And I don't actually care about this. This is going to be an input. Oh, wait, no. We still need the... No, actually, we don't care. Yeah. There we go. Toggle switch. Oops. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to be the case. This one here is where we'll stash the toggle CSS. I am assuming that I did not do this, which I did not. It does work. Doesn't look right, but it works. this would require CS Tailwind, right? This is like this looks really cool, but is also kind of horrible. This is kind of neat. I've seen this one before. This is really cool that I didn't even know about this site. This is horrible just because it's at like an angle. This is kind of exactly what I want. This needs to be fixed, but yeah, we're definitely cooking here. There's so many of them. Okay, so we're gonna do pure CSS. Sort by favorited. Oh, that's so cute. That's really good too. 10 out of 10. Ugh. Ugh. Hmm. Browse all elements. Loaders. Yay. Yeah, we're definitely going to be borrowing from this side, from this site quite heavily. Toggle switches. Toggle switches are cool. CSS. Oh. Okay, do any of these have like I want to put a that's kind of cute. I want to put a label next to it. But I guess I can do that with this, right? I actually really like this one. Oh wait, the slider is this is the slider, which is necessary. Then this is where our text goes, and then this becomes nothing. Like that, and then if we go to the page, we'll see everything nice. There we go. Yeah, that works. We also need a loading. This is like Google loading. I feel like this should be going the other direction. But it's super cute. Some of these are really good. Hey, it's the Slack one. That's kind of cute. Yeah, something like this is probably what we're looking for. Mm. I think I might call it here. I'm pretty tired. All right, I'll catch you guys all probably tomorrow. All right, ta for now.